Hi everyone, my name is Shelley Sorkin and I just graduated from the Desautels Faculty of Management at McGill University, where I specialized in finance and data analytics. I chose to go to McGill because I'm from Montreal and I absolutely love this city. It's so much fun, it's super multicultural, and there's always something to do all year round. Now, McGill has a fantastic reputation both here in Canada and abroad. And because the student body is so diverse, I knew that there was going to be a huge alumni network all over the world. So graduating from McGill, and if I decide to move abroad later in life, I know that no matter where I go, I'm going to be able to bump into people who went to McGill and build a network all over the world. And that was super appealing to me. Now, the reason I decided to go into business specifically is that I really enjoy working with people and in teams, and I also have an entrepreneurial vein, which I really wanted to explore. So the business faculty at McGill is very small in comparison to the other faculties, which is something that I personally really liked, and it's something that drew me in. So we have our own building, and we're very lucky that all our classes are situated in this building. What this means is that you'll be bumping into fellow classmates or people that you've never met constantly in the hallways, and so by virtue of that, you'll get to know pretty much everyone in the faculty fairly quickly. Another perk of our building is that it's located at the base of a mountain, and if you know the layout of McGill, it's on a slope. So we're very lucky to be positioned at the bottom of the mountain. We don't have to go uphill in the winter, and a lot of the other faculties get jealous for that reason. The building is really great. And you'll also find that the culture at Desautels, so in the Faculty of Management, is very tight-knit. Most people actually prefer to spend their time studying in our building rather than going to a library or a coffee shop, so everyone's always around. And during midterms and finals, you'll find that our faculty is always filled with people studying in groups, ordering dinner late at night. The culture is very collaborative, and we help each other study, we share our notes, and we look out for each other. In terms of coursework, a lot of it is based on cases, team projects, presentations, and individual assignments. When it comes to grading, McGill as a whole, so the entire university, doesn't have an A+, so all of the grading stops at an A, which is roughly a grade of 85%. Now, something that's really important to note for the Faculty of Management specifically is that we're actually graded on a bell curve. And what this means is that the grades are typically curved down in order for the class average to remain between a B- and a B+. So that's about 65 to 77%. So this means that it's actually quite difficult to get a high GPA in the Faculty of Management specifically. If you think about it, the faculty is very small and selective, so all the students who enter this faculty were at the top of their class in high school. So to beat a class average where all the students are very smart can be a challenge. Now, don't let this discourage you. Just realize that your grades will likely be lower than they were in high school, especially when you're starting out in university. There's going to be an adjustment period, and that's completely normal, especially for a university like McGill that's so fast-paced and where the caliber of the students is really high. Now, the best way to study in the management faculty is to study in teams. So make study groups right away when you start your classes and meet regularly to go over the material for each course and to compare notes. Learning from your peers, honestly, is just as valuable as attending the lectures. So since I did high school and CEGEP in Quebec, I started as a U1 student at McGill, and I completed my degree in 3 years. So if you're coming from outside of Quebec, you'll be doing your degree in 4 years and you'll be starting as a U0 student. Now, I can't speak for that U0 year just because I haven't done it, but from what I heard, I know that you would be taking very general courses where you cover your math and business prerequisites. Then in your U1, you will take all of the introductory courses or the foundational courses that you need for business. So this can be accounting, finance, statistics, marketing, and so on. Now, what I will say, and I will caution here, is that don't get fooled by the word introductory. I underestimated these courses thinking that they would be really easy and that they would serve as a stepping stone for the harder stuff later on. And boy was I wrong. It's actually the complete opposite. So these introductory courses in your U1 year are actually where you learn the bulk of business theory. So this is especially true for accounting and finance. So please make sure to pay attention in these courses. The last 2 years of your degree, so U2 and U3, that's where you're going to be specializing in specific fields. So these can be either majors or minors, and the minors are what we call concentrations. I chose to do 2 concentrations, finance and data analytics, and I'll tell you a little bit about each just so you get a better understanding. So I chose finance first of all because I liked numbers and math, and in business it's so important to be able to read financial statements and to understand the mechanisms that make a business work. So how do you increase profits? How do you cut down on revenues? How does cash flow through a business? It's very important, and finance is great for that. And I picked data analytics as well because I had an interest in coding, and data analytics is a great in-between. So you get those business elements and the tech elements, and you learn how to program in Python, R, SQL, and so on, which are all skills that are very much in demand right now. So since I'm from Quebec, I applied with my CEGEP R score. If you're from outside of Quebec, you'll be applying with your high school grades. And there's no written application or interview process, so your grades must be competitive in order to get in. And just to give you an idea, the average high school entering grade for McGill Management faculty is around 95%. I would recommend spreading out those introductory courses in your first year so that you don't do them all at once. You can mix in some electives to lighten the coursework and just make it easier for you to digest the material. Now, to make your schedule, I recommend playing around with McGill's mock scheduling tool ahead of time so that you have a good idea of what to expect and also which classes you want to take, because registration can be quite hectic and the classes fill up really quickly, so you want to make sure that you get your classes as soon as they become available. Now, keep in mind which courses are quantitative and which ones are qualitative. So on the quant side, you have accounting, finance, statistics, and so on. And then on the qualitative side, you'll have things like marketing, HR, OB, and so on. So keep that in mind because you want to create a good mix each semester so that your workload is balanced. Business is very broad, so the job opportunities are unlimited. If you're not really sure which path you want to go down, you can book an appointment with our faculty's career advisors, and they're very good at helping you narrow down what interests you and helping you pinpoint which companies would fit you best. So depending on which field you decide to specialize in, there will be very different recruitment timelines and experience requirements. For myself personally, I'm going into consulting, and it's known for having a very intense recruitment process. To give you an idea, most of the recruitment happens about a year in advance. Now, don't get stressed out by this. The faculty is very well equipped to help you, and there are actually a few student-run associations like the Finance Club, the Consulting Club, the Accounting Club, and so on, that do a great job of helping students navigate all of these timelines and really prepare you and give you resources to navigate this. They also organize networking events where you can meet with potential employers directly, and this gives you a leg up when applying for jobs. There's a very strong culture of internships in the faculty, I would say. So even though there's no official, co-op program, most people will find internships by attending networking events or through the faculty's private job portal. So typically you'll graduate with 2 or 3 summer internships under your belt, which is really great for when you're looking for a full-time job later on. McGill is known for being a work hard, play hard environment. The students are really smart and very hardworking, but they also know how to let loose. So for example, we welcome freshman students every year with Frosh, which is basically a week-long party before classes begin. Frosh at McGill specifically is huge, and it's so much fun. We rent out concert venues, beaches, restaurants, bars, and it's so much fun to connect with students. It's a chance for you to meet your cohort and to make friendships before classes even begin. Now, in management specifically, we have our weekly 4 à 7, which is where the basement of our faculty turns into a bar every single Thursday for happy hour. It's a ton of fun, and it's a really great way to unwind from the week and to connect with students that you haven't seen in a while. And actually, a really huge perk of our faculty is that we don't have classes on Fridays, so Thursday nights are always a really good time. Our faculty is also really big on club involvement, so most people are exec members on one or even more clubs, and it's a way to meet new people and to build experience. I highly recommend getting involved. It was my favorite part of my degree. McGill is extremely diverse, and the management faculty specifically is especially global, with 50% of the students being international students. And there's also a really great exchange program where you have the opportunity to study abroad. So McGill really makes it a priority for students to discover new cultures and to feel welcomed. I also know that there are a bunch of university clubs for all kinds of ethnic groups, and you can join those and meet people who have similar backgrounds to you if that's something that you're interested in. Honestly, don't worry too much about grades. They don't matter nearly as much as you think that they do. Instead, I recommend focusing on joining case competitions, clubs, because that's where you're going to learn the most and gain the most experience. Also, before buying those really expensive textbooks, check first to see if there's a free PDF version online, and wait until the classes start, because that's where the professors will upload relevant chapters and you might not even have to buy anything. Hope this was helpful, and I wish you the best of luck in your university career.